like to come forward and say a few words?
Well, where do we begin? 32 years. It's gone very quickly. I certainly will miss Trinity. I'll miss my students, my faculty friends, and many others. But I'll miss this church. You know, the journey of this church that we've taken together is quite something, too. When I first came to Ellendale, church was the most discriminatory place I discovered in a long time. For those of you who don't know this, when I came to Trinity at the fall of 1981, there were 2 campus churches, and as a faculty person, I was mandated to attend the church for singles. I could not go to the couples, the married student church on campus. There were 2 distinctly different churches. I didn't have a Mr. Larson, even though some students still call me Mrs. Larson occasionally. I've never found where he went. And so I had to go with the singles, and you know, they were all college students, and I was a little older. Not that much, but a little. And I always was kind of curious what those married people talked about over in their church. Maybe it was like, you know, I would be embarrassed or something. I thought, what kind of church is this? And then we finally, you know, and of course, I shouldn't say this, but I will. They won't fire me with just finals left. Well, we always had the feeling back in those days that the reason the college insisted we had to go to one of the 2 campus churches so they could get our tithe money. It was kind of a cash cow for them. Right, Brother Jones? You know, speaking of Brother Jones, you know, little Ethan Townsend, I was talking to him before. He asked me why they call you Brother Jones. And I said, because he's been a pastor. And he said to me, well, did they call him that when he was a little boy? I said, probably. But finally, you know, things changed, so we had the campus church. Woo! I could go to church with everybody. What progress! And then, you know, we were the campus church, we were the campus church, we were the campus church, and then, you know, there was the inner city church down the street, the downtowners. And, you know, and then we, of course, the district would not acknowledge us because we were the campus church, and we couldn't have 2 AG churches so close, so the downtowners were a real church, we were just the campus church. Some of you remember that, the August, yes. So when our kids, youth went to fine arts, they were without any kind of identification. You talk about orphans. And then we finally evolved into, you know, with the help of the Brady's, the merger, and we were Abundant Life. And I have to tell you, I suggested that name, and I still like it. And Dave Bennett and Steve Tweed and Pastor Brady and I, we worked hours on putting that Constitution and bylaws together. So far it's worked, I think. And, you know, so we were New Life. And boy, that is our title now, but Abundant Life, well, we were abundant, and then we got New Life, you know, after we merged. And so now we've got more New Life because we actually have our own facility. And so that's given us more New Life. But now I'm retiring, so I'm still looking for New Life. But this church has meant a lot to me. It's been a family. It's been an escape. It's been a source of encouragement and strength. during stressful times. It's been a very special group of people that I have the privilege to serve in so many ways, and I just thank you for coming and thank you for your support over the years. And although I'll miss the college, I know I'll miss this church a whole lot, because when I get to Fargo, I'll have to make a choice again. I could go to the African church, I could go to Neighborhood Assembly, I could go to First Assembly. I don't know where I'll go, but I know the Lord will find a way and a place. And yes, I'll be moving to Fargo this summer and getting settled there. And Brother Hauger, oh, how many of you remember Weldon Hauger? Interim pastor, MIR at the college for a number of years. He wrote to me when he heard I was retiring, he said, I know you. You're not going to retire, you're just going to refocus. And that's kind of how I look at it too. Thank you so much. Thank you for honoring me in this way, along with my wonderful colleagues. I love you all. God bless you.
I have a letter here that I would like to read. It's really more from college, but here it is. Dr. Larson is living proof that when one is filled with deep love for Christ and is confident in Him, few words are needed to deeply impact the lives of others. I was Dr. Larson's assistant for 3.5 college years, spring semester 2000 to spring 2003. Out of all the activities I participated in, I most looked forward to my 2 hours a day working in Dr. Larson's office. It was a peaceful, quiet little place where I was fully trusted to get my tasks done. That trust allowed me to feel at rest and inspired me to do my absolute best work for her. I remember Dr. Larson's matter-of-fact and loving opinions tinged with humor. It was, and I'm sure still is, easy to have immediate respect for her. I was nervous to take her classes, not wanting to disappoint if my grades were not perfect. So I waited till my senior year to take her classes and then regretted not taking them all along. She was also one of the best professors I ever had. Clear, concise, challenging but not frustrating. She has a quiet confidence, a gentle and adventurous spirit shown in both her patient counsel and in her world travels. If we were in her office together, our conversations were somewhat brief but full of meaning. There was no need for an overabundance of words. She could cut directly to the point in her easy way. And I think maybe by that late in the day, we were both tired of all the work and talking we had done all day, especially her. That coveted silence during the busy college years was found in that little office, and it was always comforting. Dr. Larson taught me in so many seemingly small ways how to inspire others, not only with her words, but by living a life of integrity, steadiness, and passion. She respected the privacy of the students she counseled. I never even knew their identities, let alone a hint of what they talked about. She followed through with all her commitments, big and small. When I made a large error during my first semester with her, she was, matter of fact, telling me my mistake. I was mortified, and she was gracious. She never mentioned the incident again, not even one little joke or reference, ever. And she didn't fire me, which was a plus. Her steady confidence in all her ways sticks with me the most. Her passion for adventure and life run deep within her, and because of that steady, quiet confidence could be missed if one didn't look closer. Once I got to know her better, I encouraged other students to do the same, knowing they were missing out on this woman and her fount of knowledge, wisdom, and humor. I'll always remember my time with Dr. Larson with great affection. She's impacted my life more than she knows. Thank you, Dr. Larson. I still cannot bring myself to call you Lavonne for those cherished years I was blessed to have with you. Very sincerely, Molly Bartlett Chamberlain, TBC student from 99 to 2003. Now, I just have a shorter testimony. This comes from my oldest son, Austin, who graduated a few years ago from Trinity, and he told me that, well, two things he wanted me to know. Well, three things, I should say. Dr. Larson is the best teacher at Trinity Bible College, and the best course is cultural anthropology. And then he added something else. He said, you're not, he was talking to me, and he had me for a number of class. He said, you're not near the best teacher at Trinity. was at least close down the hall, and I appreciated that, and I think everything Molly said is true, and I would echo that. This is wonderful. I would like us to stand again, and I would like, if you can find a hymnal, to go to number 364. It's a song from the 18th century. Actually, when I asked Lavonne her favorite hymn, there was not a moment's hesitation. Guide me, O thou great Jehovah. Number 364.